Namaste, angels. It is 10:10 on Tuesday, 9/11. 10:10 equals 11 on Tuesday, 9/11. I come to you from the World Trade Center zone. Some of you may know, others of you may not know. I'm there because I live there. I'm actually a 9/11 survivor. But despite that, in the somber day that today, this day has a tendency to be, this year was not that bad. It's the 17th anniversary. And it happened to fall simultaneous to Rosh Hashanah and Hijri. So both the Jewish and the Islamic New Year's. Normally, my daughter would have to go to school on 9/11. I would keep her home, but she would have to go to school. This year, and I don't remember another time, but I guess it has come up in 17 years, but I don't really remember. But this year, she does not have school. So I was happy about that because New York schools are closed for the Jewish high holidays. All right, so I'm in a good mood. As of 9:58, which equals 11:11, it was 72 degrees equals 9 in New York City. And again, I'm doing this at 10:10, so there's my 11. Just 9/11s all over the place. The day as a whole is a 4 or an 11:11, depending upon how one wants to look at it. It is, of course, 9/11/11. The year also equals 11 or 2. So that equals 11/11 altogether, or 4. Foundations, manifestation. Couple that with the Virgo new moon, and you may be focusing on practicality as it relates to those foundations and how you can better your living situation, your working situation, your finances, your career, all of those things that are day-to-day earth related or the earthly related, as opposed to, the spiritual realm or other areas of your life. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to do, again, pick a card. It's going to be 3 cards. One of general energy, what you can expect the new year and New Year's and the Holy New Year's and new moon to bring you. So within the next 2 weeks or so. And again, general energy, love, and abundance. And you don't have to, pick all 3 of one row. You can pick one from over here, one from over here, whatever you feel guided to do. All right, so let's do general as the top row. I'm beginning with the 6 of air. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. You may even be taking a trip. And I'm so happy to be doing this today with this energy because I don't know about the rest of you guys, but, it's been sync upon sync upon sync and just all kinds of guidance and downloads and actual, visions and hearing actual instructions, clear instructions. I posted a video earlier of this very same candle that's burning here now. The wick had bent over. It's still bent over. And I had 2 separate flames burning. They seem to have come together right now, but they continue to burn like that separately all night. All right, so anyway, I've opened to life experience or the tower. Speaking of your foundations and your home and stuff, this can have something to do with your home, a building, a structure, your work, your office, maybe a building for yourself. At the same time, we've got to consider home is, where the heart is. And as Luther Vandross said, a house is not a home if there's nobody there. So, love is a house, force of these, all of these things, so it's not necessarily literal, not necessarily a physical house. It's like, where you feel at home. It can also be about a revelation, like a huge revelation that like sort of changes everything. You're on a particular course and all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness. I didn't realize XYZ. I didn't realize that. I should be doing this when I was doing that. I should be, friends with them when I was friends with the other one. I should cut everybody off and spend some time alone, and then it just changes the way that you move. That's the tower. People see the tower and they go like, oh, it's bad, it's scary. Oh no, the tower, the worst card in the deck. I've heard all kinds of things about the tower. It's not that to me. And it's not that in my readings. It tends not to be. It can be bad, but it can be good too. So basically it's neutral. A significant life event. A powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. And opposite the 6 of air, starting out, I'd say it's likely not bad. Not to mention 6 plus 7 equals 13 or 4 or 11, 11 again. Tower. And the 10 of fire. So some sort of difficulty or codependency coming to an end too. Too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance. That leads to stress-related health concerns. This is like this is the 10 of wands basically. So you're carrying the full burden of something, and it needs to be at least 50-50. Somebody needs to be sharing the burden with you, or you just got to drop the whole thing. Like, you know, it's fire. Drop it like it's hot, and in a like a more literal sense, like let it go before you burn yourself. Tower and the 9 of water. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away in your love of life. The 9 of water is about dreams, you know, coming true. So it could be that Piscean energy. You're fantasizing, you have dreams. Boom, all of a sudden they start manifesting. Again, 11-11 doesn't mean twin flame. It doesn't mean, I saw something else the other day. But your awakening, what it means is it's manifestation. It's the universe trying to get your attention to say like, hello, you there? Watch your thoughts, watch what the way you speak over your life. Not that you're doing it in, you know, poorly in that moment, but it's just a reminder, a huge reminder, like this is the time, this moment, the universe is telling you this moment, the energy is perfect. It's ripe for manifestation. So watch your thoughts, watch the words you speak over yourself and others and, you know, humanity. That's what it means. So those things that you've been dreaming, you can bring them, they can come true right now. That's what the 9 of water means. Also, as it relates to like a yes or no question, particularly for love, it's a yes. Dreams coming true, prayers being answered. Opposite the tower. So again, it's a good tower thus far. And speaking of manifestation, it is the Magician, Major Arcana card number 1, which represents for me the sign of Gemini, the master manifester, as a mutable sign and mutable sign to the second power. But I connect this to the other mutable signs as well. Virgo, Pisces, speaking of that Piscean energy and the fantasying and the goals and stuff. Also Sagittarius. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them, and life is magical. Could be something having to do also with a Gemini and Scorpio, or one of the mutable signs and a Scorpio. Life experience. Boom. Ace of water. Falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. What I say, okay, the tower. Some of us will be finding a place that we've been looking for, or perhaps selling our home, or again, home is where the heart is, you know, reuniting with someone or joining with someone, meeting somebody for the first time, a brand new relationship where we feel at home, or a new job where we feel in love, even a career or employment that we can fall in love with. That's what this is. And it is the 6 of fire. Victory. Good news is on its way. Public recognition or awards. This can be at the job, you know, some sort of accolades. It can just anywhere in your life. You're finally being recognized. Maybe somebody had been calling you a liar. Somebody had mixed you up in some kind of drama. You know, all of a sudden it comes out who was real and who was fake. That sort of thing can be connected with the 6 of fire. It's basically the recognition that you're due. And speaking of due, it's sort of like justice. And today, the day on which I'm doing this reading, 9/11, the moon is in Libra. So that could be why this is showing up too. For those who picked the general energy, number 1, number 2, number 3. From the romance deck, Doreen Virtue, Romance Angels, beginning with True Love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And opening 2, but love yourself first. That can be the romance of a lifetime, right? You're really falling in love with yourself. That could be your Ace of Water. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Tomorrow, speaking of the moon being in Libra today, tomorrow, the moon, Venus, and Jupiter will all be in Scorpio. It's like a Scorpion trifecta. pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. That opposite, true love, speaking of Scorpio, ruled by the red planet, Mars. So that could be the red flag, a positive. Now you could read this like the Tower and get paranoid. Oh no, red flags. But they tend to come through for me quite often connected to fire element or something like the red planet or even Jupiter, right? Ruler of fellow fire sign Sagittarius, the planet of expansion. Again, that's located in Scorpio, where Venus, the planet of love, is also going to be. That can be what this is about. The other fire sign, Leo, is ruled by the sun. So that's always positive as well, though if that has anything to do with the red flags. True love and retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world, which of course is about spending time with Mother Nature. That helps to open up the flow of abundance, maybe to give you time to think and meditate on, you know, who's who in your life. Romance angels say this could be the one, that person you're thinking of. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. True love and engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. True love. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Overall energy for us all is reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. I think I'm going to pick number 2 for myself, 2, 4, 11. I don't want to, how you say, influence anyone else though, that, you know, because I didn't put any, just so you know, I didn't put any particular focus into my thought. I just, it's as simple as what I just said. 2 equals 11 and today's the 11th. So let's go with that. I didn't use any psychic abilities or anything to come to that. So please don't choose 2 unless you feel also to choose 2. So the abundance deck, which can also be about love, potentially, or finance. Oh, it's abundance in all forms, okay? Beginning with visualize abundance in all forms. God gave you such a great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings, and that is what you will experience. And opening to block out distractions. Your distractions, distraction too, yes, block that out too. But distractions is what the card says. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power and responsibility to block them out. Visualize abundance in all forms and bountiful nature. So similar to retreat, spending time in nature helps us to shift to a higher vibration and reminds you that God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or a hike with your pet. Meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness of that which we call the universe and Mother Nature. Visualize abundance in all forms. Focus upon your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling you, which may produce the feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention that they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you to feel better and more confident. Overall energy is conscious consumer. You have the power to heal and to help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase only that which you need. song just came on in the living room. Ain't No Woman Like the One I Got. That may be for somebody. That video that I played, that I recorded and played earlier with the flames in the background, I was listening to that song, What Has Been Joined by God, Let No Man Put Asunder. Now I can't even think of the title or the other words, but I guess that was the most poignant part. That line played as I was talking about the candles and the unity of the two flames. So that was pretty cool. All right, those who chose this general energy number 1. What are you being brought? The 4 of water. So there's an opportunity coming. You're being brought, first of all, a 4. So this could be something as it relates specifically to your foundations. There will be opportunities for you to make changes in those areas or take some sort of action. And the universe is warning you of that and letting you know that if you miss it, it'll be because you were being pessimistic, doubtful, like giving up before you even try is what I'm feeling. And I felt something similar to that in the weekly reading. So it may be connected to the same. I think, if I remember correctly, in the weekly, it was more specifically toward the masculine, like he was giving up before putting any effort in. But of course, right now it goes toward anybody who felt to choose this card. If you chose the second general energy like me, 6 of water, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children and romanticizing the past. So some of us could be hearing from an old friend and bumping into one, or a romantic partner. The 6 of water is a soulmate card in the tarot, or the soulmate card of the tarot, at least as far as I'm concerned. It can be connected to healing something from our own childhood as well, like addressing some situation from our childhood, or all of the above. And if you chose number 3, also really nice, the Queen of Water, tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. And that Scorpio energy we were talking about a moment ago. It is a Scorpio, perhaps a Cancer or a Pisces. It can be an actual person, sun, moon, or rising of, that is a water sign. When it's a court card, they tend to be actual people who are going to be impactful, some sort of influence in your life. It could be your own energy, or maybe you are in fact a water sign yourself. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition, care for yourself and others. So this guides you to be nurturing. From the Romance Angels, if you chose card number 1, this could be the one. Number 1 could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. If you also chose this card, if you want to connect the two, don't miss an opportunity still debating and fighting yourself, as to who is the one, right? If this is Mr. or Mrs. Right. If you already know that through your intuition, I got to go to that with this, it's a water element card. You already know that. The romance angels are confirming it. And the general energies, the angels are saying, we're putting this opportunity in front of your face. It's up to you. You got free will now, if you're going to pick it or not. But we're just saying, this could be the one. If you chose number 2, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So if you get some sort of urge, push, nudge, or, some other means your messages come in, you're guided to follow them and put some effort into whatever this situation or relationship is. Again, it could be something from your own childhood. That's if you chose number 2 for the general energies too. If you didn't, they don't go together. But if you did, yeah, there could be something from your childhood that you need to work on that can help you in other areas of your life once you heal that. Something having to do with a child. So maybe you and the parent of your child, the other parent of your child, that can be a scenario. Something with a soulmate or, divine partner, twin flame. coming up, and if you feel a nudge there, you're guided to make the effort. If you chose Romance Angel card number 3, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. This can absolutely be connected to Mars, ruler of Scorpio, in Aquarius, the freedom seeker. Okay, that's going to be going on over this period of the next 2 weeks. Mars went back into Aquarius this week. I talked about it in the general reading. So these definitely could be connected if you chose both of them. You're guided to... Mars is the planet of action, right? And it's been in retrograde. And it's not anymore. It went direct last week. But when it went direct, it was still in Capricorn, which is restrictive. And so a bunch of us who have it actually in our chart, like my Mars is in Aquarius, waiting for this time for it to re-enter Aquarius so we can pick back up where we left off, months ago, as far as taking action toward different things and unsticking ourselves. So if you've been in a situation, it could be in a relationship where you felt stuck, you wanted out of that relationship, you didn't know how to get out, and you really could have just felt stifled, and like your mind there was no clarity as to how you could formulate a plan to get yourself out of this situation, whether it's a friendship, something familial that you don't want to deal with anymore, a romantic involvement, you want out. Now's going to be the time where you find it easier. As it relates to you coming into a relationship with another, maybe there was something that you felt was barring you from doing that before. Maybe you were allowing other people and ideologies or some sort of belief system to prevent you from entering a relationship. And now you're saying to hell with that too, right? And you're freeing yourself from those restrictions. Those are self-imposed. You're letting go of that and you're entering the relationships that you want to enter. Today was Taraji P. Hempson's birthday, and she also announced that she's pregnant. She's 47 years old. She's my age. I'm 47 too. And I don't know, I was just prompted in that moment that when I shared that information about Taraji to talk about like the belief systems, her husband is younger than her. That if you are interested in an older man or woman, of course, as long as they are legal, I'm not, encouraging anything that's involving children or anybody underage, but, older or younger, you're interested in it. But, like it's the time to no longer worry about stuff like that, about how it looks. Nobody cares anymore. And those that do, it's because they haven't awakened, they haven't evolved. And, so shame on them and pity on them. If you have evolved, you have awakened, you are evolving, again, follow not only the guidance, but your heart, which is the more important guidance. And definitely what we're moved to follow when the Queen of Water shows up is our heart and our intuition. From the Abundance Angels, the Angels of Abundance, if you chose card number 1. Positivity, faith, and optimism. And if you chose General Energy card number 1, these go together so well because this is like the opposite of positivity, faith, and optimism. This is pessimism and doubt and like disinterest. So this is telling you to turn that around if you want to bring about abundance. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities, right? This is about missing potentially an opportunity. You open the door to those opportunities with your positive expectations and your positive energy. Don't allow negative energy or temporary setbacks, it's talking about that really, to interfere with the path that you're on. Keep the faith and keep going. If you chose the Angel of Abundance card number 2, savings. As you consistently save for your future is saved. You do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of your self-care and path to healing. Secure as you feeling secure rather, as you focus upon your life purpose. So what this is saying is, for example, you get paid, $100. You don't have to set aside 90 and try to live on $10. Even if you just say, okay, I'm going to set aside 1% of everything that I earn. 1%. So if you earn $100, then you're setting aside $1. But you're setting that aside, and it's for you. That's part of nurturing yourself too, whether you picked this one or not. And if you picked this one as it relates to savings, you could have learned some sort of poor habits growing up. You could have developed a poor relationship with money, or with yourself, with not taking care of yourself, with putting other people before you. Maybe that's the kind of parent you are too. Not to knock your parenting skills, but maybe you put your children, because the Six of Water can be connected to children, always before you, whether it's appropriate or not. Like when you're in a plane, for example, and the plane has some sort of cabin pressure problem. It's not appropriate to put your children before yourself. You have to give yourself that oxygen before you give any to your children. Because if you don't make sure that you can breathe, you can't properly help them. You'll pass out, and then they'll be sitting there needing you. So it has to be a time when it comes to money and savings. That's one of those times too, where mommy or daddy need to put themselves first so that they can be sustained in order to take care of the children better. And as it relates to love too, putting yourself first, being with who makes you happy, at least crossing this free yourself card, being with who makes you happy, who brings you emotional fulfillment, maybe with who you miss, they're coming back. Because a happy parent helps to, or does a better job of raising happy children. Happy, healthy parent that's in a healthy, loving relationship sets an example for a child as to what a loving relationship looks like, even if it's not with their mother or father, if it's with somebody else. And if you chose card number 3 from the Angels of Abundance, Windfall of Abundance. This row lucked out big time, like in all areas. An increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, your health, and your charitable work. Now, it says some of it may be unexpected. So you may be thinking, okay, what's this abundance? Maybe it means I'm going to come into a lump sum of money. It could. But maybe you'll meet somebody new and fall in love also. Like that could be unexpected, or vice versa. And then when it says be open to receiving, that could be one of the things that had you stuck before. Maybe you weren't able to. I know the females and the feminine tend to have a huge problem with this. Like, we are nurturers. We give. And the receiving, not so much all the time, we're not always so good at it. And so that could be what was restricted in your life, and what you were really having difficulty with. And now again, with Mars entering Aquarius, or having entered Aquarius, action in that area for you where you can work on yourself and, be able to accept things from people without not trusting, like ever from that they're, from where it comes. Just like being anxious and finding everybody something disingenuous about everybody. You do have to exercise discernment. Absolutely. But, this inability to accept anything and always feeling like, okay, well then what am I going to have to give you? Sometimes it really is the same way that you love people out of, unconditionally. Sometimes that same thing is coming back at you. And actually, especially if you love other people unconditionally, it's coming back to you, because that's how positive energy and the law of attraction works. I hope that you guys have found this pick a card helpful. I'll be back soon with some other shit. Y'all know me. Namaste, angels.